What if I told you that a single island, just 100 miles off China's coast, could trigger the next global war? That this island holds the key to the world's most advanced technology? And that if it falls, the entire global economy might crumble within weeks? This isn't science fiction. This is Taiwan. And what happens if China invades Taiwan could change the world forever. Let's unravel the most dangerous geopolitical scenario of our time. Taiwan is a democratic island nation with a population of over 23 million. It's located in the heart of the Western Pacific, right on the edge of one of the world's busiest shipping routes. But it's not just about geography. Taiwan is home to the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC, the single most important company in the global tech supply chain. TSMC produces over 90% of the world's most advanced semiconductors. These tiny chips power everything, from iPhones and fighter jets to satellites and eye systems. Without Taiwan, the modern world literally doesn't function. China considers Taiwan a breakaway province that must eventually be reunified with the mainland. This is written into China's national strategy, and President Xi Jinping has made it clear. Unification is not optional. From the Communist Party's perspective, Taiwan represents unfinished business from the Chinese Civil War. But more than that, Taiwan's very existence as a successful democratic ethnic Chinese society challenges the legitimacy of the CCP's authoritarian rule. And for Xi, a leader obsessed with legacy, bringing Taiwan under Chinese control would be the crowning achievement of his reign. But here's the catch. Taiwan doesn't want to be ruled by Beijing. Poll after poll shows overwhelming support among Taiwanese people for maintaining autonomy. A Chinese invasion of Taiwan would be one of the most complex military operations in modern history. First, China would likely launch cyber attacks to cripple Taiwan's communications, infrastructure, and defense systems. Then come airstrikes, missile barrages, and naval blockades, all designed to soften Taiwan's defenses. Finally, an amphibious landing, tens of thousands of troops storming the beaches. But here's the problem. Taiwan is surrounded by rugged coastlines and unpredictable waters, and Taiwan has been heavily fortified for this exact scenario. Some estimates say China would need over 1 million troops, hundreds of ships, and total control of the air to even stand a chance. And that's before the United States steps in. The US has maintained a policy of strategic ambiguity, not officially committing to defend Taiwan, but strongly hinting that it would. And in recent years, American support has become more explicit. If China attacks, it's likely the US would respond, militarily. So would Japan, Australia, South Korea, and possibly NATO allies. The conflict could quickly spiral into a regional war. Or worse, a global confrontation between nuclear powers. Now let's talk about the economic side. If Taiwan falls, the world would instantly lose access to cutting-edge chips. Major tech companies, Apple, Nvidia, Intel, Qualcomm, would see production halted. Auto manufacturing would grind to a halt. Smartphones, laptops, medical equipment, all would be disrupted. Stock markets would crash. Supply chains would freeze. We're not talking about a recession. We're talking about economic paralysis. The World Bank estimates global GDP could shrink by up to $4 trillion in a full-scale conflict. Here's where things get even more complex. Taiwan's dominance in semiconductors has created what some experts call a silicon shield. The logic goes, no one would dare destroy Taiwan because it would destroy TSMC, and that's bad for everyone, including China. But others argue this is a dangerous illusion. China might believe it can seize TSMC facilities intact, or coerce the engineers to work for them. But this is wishful thinking. The US and Taiwan reportedly have contingency plans to disable TSMC's most advanced fabs in case of invasion. This makes sense. Better to destroy the factory than hand it over. So instead of gaining a tech empire, China might inherit a pile of rubble. This is the trillion-dollar question. Some believe Xi is bluffing, that China wants to pressure Taiwan into submission without actual war. Others believe war is inevitable, just a matter of time, but there are huge risks. The PLA, People's Liberation Army, has never fought a modern war. A failed invasion would humiliate Xi and potentially destabilize the regime. A war with the US could bring crippling sanctions, diplomatic isolation, and even regime change. Still, history shows us that authoritarian regimes don't always act rationally. If Xi sees unification as necessary for his legacy, or if he feels his power slipping, he might take the gamble. Preventing war is still possible. The West needs to continue arming Taiwan, reinforcing alliances in the Indo-Pacific, and investing in chip manufacturing capacity outside Taiwan. Diplomatically, lines of communication must remain open. Economic decoupling should be strategic, not reckless. And leaders must avoid provocation while maintaining strength. This is not a distant issue. Every year that passes without global action makes a Chinese invasion more likely and more catastrophic. Imagine waking up one morning to news that China has attacked. Airports shut down. Markets collapse. Panic buying. Governments scrambling. This isn't just Taiwan's problem. It's a global problem, and the time to act is now. The future of the world might rest on a small island in the Pacific. Whether Taiwan stands or falls will decide not just the balance of power, but the fate of global democracy, technology, and peace. So next time you hear someone say Taiwan is just a regional issue, remember this. If Taiwan falls, the world falls with it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth stories that unravel the biggest issues shaping our future. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss what comes next. And if you've made it this far, give us a like and share this video to spread awareness of this global issue. Subscribe now. This video is based on publicly available research, geopolitical analyses, and independent reporting. While efforts were made to ensure accuracy, events may evolve and interpretations may vary. The video does not promote any political agenda or conflict. What happens if China invades Taiwan? In this video, we break down the real-world consequences of a Chinese military operation against Taiwan, from global economic collapse and semiconductor supply chain disruption to U.S. military intervention and potential nuclear escalation. We explain Taiwan's importance to the tech world, China's motivations, how a war would unfold, and what the world must do to prevent disaster.